Does buying a home increase your credit score? It's a very important question, and most people don't exactly understand what goes on and how buying a home affects credit score. Watch this video. Hi, I'm Amol Heda with Keller Williams Bay Area Estates and author of Thriving Through Ownership. A lot of people don't realize that buying a home results in increased credit scores. And let me answer how in this episode. When we buy a home, you generally apply for a mortgage. The moment you apply for a mortgage, your credit score actually goes down because the credit scoring system works this way. It is a collection, it's a single number, 3-digit number, and it's a collection of the following information. How much credit you have, like how much did you apply for loan. So a lot of people think that having no debt is the best way to live. Completely wrong. So it's like saying like this. If you drive a lot of miles, then your driving practice is great. But if you just sit at home, say there was a driving score and your driving score was measured based on the number of miles you drove. And if you say that, hey, if I sit at home, I had no accidents, nobody came and hit me, my tire never got flat, and so I should be the best driver out there. No, you are not the best driver. The one that does not know how to drive, or you never had any history of driving. So people that don't buy a car on debt, don't buy a home on debt, don't have credit cards, don't have student loans, don't have store cards, they have no practice of borrowing and repaying. The credit system tracks you based off of these two things. How much you borrowed, what types of debts you have, and whether you are able to manage these debts well. So, whether you borrowed, you're paying them back properly as promised, and is everything continuously in order. Because the next time you try to go and borrow, they are going to look at this 3-digit credit score where all these factors have been turned into a 3-digit credit score. It ranges from, say, I've heard of 400 to about 850. So that's a layman's explanation of what the credit scoring does. You can go Google up all the intricacies of how much percent goes towards repayment, how much percent goes towards the mix of debt that you have, how much percent goes towards the types of debts that you have, and such. So that is a totally different story. But at a high level, this is how it works. So when you apply for a home mortgage, because you're new, and that's a sudden increase in the amount that you're going to borrow, like a home here in the Bay Area is $2 million. So you're going to have a mortgage of about $1.5 million. When did you last borrow $1.5 million? Your car did not have that much loan. Your car was probably between 50 and 150,000, unless you bought a Lamborghini or something even more upscale. So the debt on that is 50 to 150K essentially. Your credit cards are typically not in the $100,000. So most people, unless they are in business, do not have very big credit numbers. And so, when you apply for the loan, your credit score drops by about 8 to 10, 12 points. You should see, based on your profile, how much history you have and all that, your credit score will be dropping or adjusting for that number. Once the lender approves the loan, then you are qualified to get that mortgage. And once you got the mortgage and you buy the home, then you have one new type of debt, and that is a home. So you maybe have a couple credit cards, you have a phone for which they did a credit check, you were renting, so the rent was checked, you have car, so you got a car. So there are these 4 types of debts. By buying a house, you get this 5th type of debt. So the number of types of debts that you're handling goes up. The amount of debt that you're handling goes up. And the moment you start repaying all these regularly and properly, your credit score starts marching up. And that's how you will get an improvement in your credit score once you buy a home. So do you understand? It will be because of the types of debts, the amount of the debt, and your repayment history on all of this. Do you think this video helped you understand a little bit about how home buying is associated with credit? Don't forget that when you buy a home, you're on a much stable ground. You're paying much bigger loans. And so that stability shows up on your credit score. I hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching. Talk to you on my next episode. Bye.